Hey guys, it's Rush. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the channel. This video today, I'm going to talk about Tekken 8. Tekken 8 from the perspective of coming from Street Fighter. So I have most recently been playing Street Fighter 6, but I'm more known for playing Street Fighter 5. So I'm going to talk about Tekken 8 in comparison to Street Fighter 5 / Street Fighter 6 and how I feel you should transition into Tekken if you haven't played the Tekken game before. Some of the key things to be aware of when moving to Tekken and the differences between the two franchises. So the cornerstone of mix-ups and offense in Street Fighter come from strike and throw. So strikes and throws are generally how you'll be opening people up in a Street Fighter game. Now Tekken 8 has strikes and throws, but they work in very different ways. So let's look at the normals, the attacks, and how they differ to Street Fighter. So in Tekken, there are 3 different types of attacks generally, and they come in the forms of where they actually connect on the opponents. You have highs, you have mids, and you have low attacks. And the difference is in the startup and also how it connects with the opponent when the opponent is defending. If the opponent is ducking, your highs will miss. Generally, highs are quite fast. So mids can be blocked standing, the exact same as highs. However, the opponent is crouch blocking. The mids will open up their defense. They cannot crouch block a mid attack. So that's why mids are very important in this game. And then lows are blocked crouching. If the opponent is standing, they will get hit by lows. So if I do stand blocking on, I do some low attacks. You can see the dummy low is not blocking my low attack. You cannot block low attacks with stand block. So how you defend in Tekken is very important. There is a difference between stand block and crouch block, which is very dissimilar to Street Fighter. Street Fighter, you would generally crouch block, but you would only stand block if you're trying to block a jumping attack or an overhead. That's when you normally would stand block, but the risk of crouching attacks in Street Fighter, you want to be crouch blocking for the most part. So that is a massive adjustment out of the gate in terms of the two games. Stand blocking is the more safer option. So throws in Tekken function very differently to Street Fighter. In Street Fighter you have a regular throw, that can be forward throw, back throw, just depends on if you hold back when you do the throw. No difference in terms of what happens other than damage and positioning. And you have command grabs as well in Street Fighter. In Tekken you have different throws which create a throw game. It basically means that some characters have multiple throws that have to be broken in different ways. Breaking throws is reactable in Tekken. Unlike Street Fighter, not reactable to tech a throw. But to tech throws in Tekken is possible, but it's the mind game of the throw that will throw you off basically. And throws can be crouched as well for the most part. Regular throws, there are throws that can grab people that are crouching. That's more characters like King, command grab characters, but generally throws can be crouched as well. So here I'm doing a 1+3 throw, and you can see Law's left hand is glowing up. You can see an animation on that to indicate that I've done a 1+3 throw, and if I press 2 and 4 you can see the right hand now is glowing. So after the dummy blocks my attacks, they're going to do a combination of either 1+3 or 2+4. When they grab, I can press 1 or 2 to break each of these generic throws. So let's do that again, but let me crouch after my string, my safe string on block. Hit crouch, you can see the generic throws are whiffing. So the dummy will do that command throw after the safe block string, and I will need to press 1 and 2 at the same time to break that. So this is what the throw game is. You need to understand what throw breaks a character has. So if Law, for example, has a 1 break or a 2 break, it's up to you which one you press, and a 1+2 for his command grabs, and that's really it. That's the only 2 breaks you need to be concerned about. But other characters have different breaks. You have to specifically press 1, you have to specifically press 2, or a 1+2. Even timings as well, timings has to be specific to get the throw breaks. So that's what a throw game is in Tekken. So being able to react is one thing, but also being able to know which throw to go for. So that's where the threat of throws are in this game. So movement in Tekken obviously is important. You can move by holding back and forward to walk forward, walk backwards, but you don't generally use that in Tekken. You will be using backdash and forward dash for a majority of your movement on a 2D axis. If you tap forward, forward and hold, your character will actually run, and from the run you can either just stop entirely or you can do attacks. These attacks are different per character. But to move into the background and the foreground, you just tap up, up and down, down. So it's like a dash, it's called a sidestep, but you use the up, up and down, down to get around attacks. And if you hold up or hold down after doing the sidestep, your character actually walks, so it's called a sidewalk. You can sidewalk in both directions. And the purpose of sidestepping is to create whiff punishment. This string is -3 on block, that's 1 + 2. If I sidestep into the background, you can see Law's attack that he's doing after that string is whiffing. If I stand there, I have to block. But I can create whiff punishment by going to the side of him, and when he whiffs, I can then launch him in the air. I can punish him for the whiff. So it's very similar to whiff punishment, which is a concept in Street Fighter as well, but you can do it using the 3 elements of this game. We mentioned whiff punishment, that exists in this game also, so if somebody whiffs right in your face, you can whiff punish them and score damage. Speaking of damage, that comes from, as we mentioned, the different stances. So if somebody is crouching, using your mids to open them up. If they're stand blocking, you can use your lows to chip away at their health. That will net you some damage, but your bigger damage will come from counter hits and launchers. Launchers, think of them like juggles in Street Fighter. So in Street Fighter, you would get certain situations where you put the opponents into the air and you would then get a combo from depending on the juggle state. So the juggle state has a number of juggle points, you can combo them. In Street Fighter 6, generally, if you use Drive Rush creates juggle combos. Drive Rush actually creates Tekken style combos in my opinion to a certain degree, mainly because the Drive Rush into normals, they juggle, whereas in previous Street Fighters, generally normal attacks, grounded normal attacks, don't juggle when the opponent's airborne. So that's something different with Street Fighter 6, but in this game, if the opponent is airborne, if your attack connects with them, it doesn't matter what button you use. If the button connects, you get a combo, you get a juggle, and the more times you hit them in the air, the more they bounce away from you as the combo progresses. So the combo potential as the combo gets longer becomes more difficult. So here's a very basic juggle combo with Law. It's nothing special. And you can see as that combo progresses, as the opponent gets hit, the dummy gets hit more and more, they're moving further and further away. So certain attacks towards the end will not connect. So I think if I do this, it will work. Final kick will land. But if I do that same combo again, but I add that attack before the nunchuck, yeah, the forward 3 at the end whiffs. So that's an example of how more hits changes the combo enders. So you have to look at the combo enders available and what reaches. So launching people when they make mistakes is very important in Tekken. So if you make somebody whiff, you want to launch them. Sometimes you're not going to get a launch, you're just going to get a grounded attack, but there's nothing wrong with that at all. But the launches are where the big damage and corner carry comes from. And the last thing I wanted to mention in this video is counter hits. So counter hits exist in Tekken in the same way they do in Street Fighter, and it's the same concept. If you hit somebody before they hit you, they're in the startup of a move and you connect and hit them, the properties change. You get more advantage on hit, you get different knockdown types, you can link into different combos you wouldn't normally get, and that is all from the counter hit state. So you do want to beat people to their buttons to get counter hits, you want to frame trap to get counter hits. This is all relevant in Tekken, very similarly to Street Fighter. So a very obvious example is Law's nunchucks. On regular hit, it flips them in the air for 20 damage, and I don't get a combo from that. But with counter hit set now, you'll notice that not only do I get more damage, but the nunchuck sends Law flying into the sky, the dummy. And that changes properties because I get a follow up now, I get a combo. So that's what it looks like when I go for the counter hit follow up in that situation. And that's just one of many examples. All characters in this game have various counter hits where they can convert into juggles, into damage, combos, conversions. It's really, really cool when you look into what you can do in this game. Another example is 3-4. If I do 3-4, it combos on regular hit, but I don't get anything really after that. But with counter hit, it actually puts the opponent airborne into a juggle state. And this is Law's sidestep 3. So his sidestep 3 doesn't do anything other than go into stance on regular hit. With counter it on, there's more of a strike, there's more of an impact when the dummies hit. So that enables you to get different follow-ups like that. So you get more frame advantage, specific follow-ups if you score the counter it. So that's it for this video. There's a lot of things I haven't covered, but that's because they're slightly more advanced topics, or they are topics of their own, which I'll cover in future videos. But for me, if you're coming from Street Fighter, I would say those are the things you need to wrap your head around to begin with, just to understand the way the game works. And from there, you can look at things like heat, power crushes, rage, to understand how those mechanics work. But like I said, I'll talk about those in their own videos. Hope that's helped. Any questions or any queries, give me a shout. Is there anything that I've stated that's wrong? Because I myself I'm new to Tekken, so if there's any mistakes in there, please feel free to let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next one. Take care.